you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Today I'm back in the kitchen with my wife Tracy. So Tracy, what are we cooking today?
We're cooking today an American favorite, Salisbury steak and gravy, and an onion mushroom gravy, and baked macaroni and cheese, an American favorite as well, with the side of corn on the cob. You're gonna love it. Here's my mac and cheese ingredients. I have here melted milk with, it's about 2 cups of milk with a stick of butter I have melted on the stove. You can use half and half or milk, it doesn't matter. And I have here some cooked elbow noodles, cooked according to the package, and I have it here placed in a 13 by 9 lasagna pan. Over here I have a total of 4 pounds of cheese. I have sharp cheddar cheese here, this is about 2 pounds. And I have approximately 2 pounds of a cheese blend that I buy from Sam's Club actually. It's a blend of mozzarella, provolone, and mild cheddar cheese. You don't have to do the blend, you can do all sharp, you can do a mixture of sharp and mild. I like to blend the different cheeses into my mac and cheese. So it's 2 and 2 pounds, total 4. And I have about 2 tablespoons of pepper, and I have about a tablespoon of salt here. I'm gonna be a bit careful with the salt because this cheese here does have some sodium in it. So I may not use all of this salt. Use salt your mac and cheese to taste or in accordance of how you like to use salt. But I will use all of my pepper. So I'm going to start by adding the pepper into the cooked pasta. I like a lot of black pepper in my pasta. I think this is about enough, so I pulled back a little bit on the pepper. And then I'm going to add the salt, but I'm going to do this carefully. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna pull back a little on the salt myself, so I think that's about all. And then I'm just gonna mix it. And this is, fairly simple to put laid out. It's fairly simple. I also preheated my oven to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And now I'm going to start by adding the cheese. I start with the sharp first because I like that as a base. I like more sharp than anything. So I'm going to put that in here. About half of it. I'll do a pound at a time, really. And then I'll mix. And so it's like, so long as I have space in this pan, I'm just going to keep adding cheese. Okay, and I'm going to add about a pound of the cheese blend. And then I'm going to mix. And I do like to leave a little cheese behind to do a top coating. You'll see that when I get to the end. Mix it well. I'm going to add the remaining cheese blend. Mix that. And once I add the hot milk with butter, it'll shrink down into the pan. going to begin to add my hot milk, the butter. I'm going to mix it. And it has already begun to shrink down, which is good. And then I'm going to add my top layer of cheese, which is the remaining sharp. Now, what I like to do, I do like to sprinkle a bit of paprika on the top just for color. When it bakes, it gives it a nice color on the top. And before I place it in the oven, I wrap foil on the top so that the top layer does not burn. And I'll see you in about 50 to 60 minutes. So now that I have the mac and cheese in the oven cooking and I have the corn boiling, I'm going to go ahead and show you the ingredients for the Salisbury steak and show you how I put it together. So here I have 4 pounds of ground beef. You can use whatever lean measurement of fat that you want, whether you want 80, 85 or 90%. But I like to use about 85% that has some fat in it. Here I have a pound of sliced portobello mushrooms. I have a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to salt and pepper it to taste. There's no set amount of salt and pepper you should use, just in accordance to what you like, okay? I have 2 tablespoons of parsley, about a tablespoon of garlic. You can do 2 tablespoons if you like garlic. You can put as much as you want in there. Here I have McCormick's browning sauce gravy. It's a powder. And I have a cup of the powder mixed in here with 2 cups of water, and I whisked it together. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of A1 sauce, and I'm just going to eye it and put that inside of my ground beef mixture. And then I also have a large onion sliced into sliced pieces here. I don't want to chop it. I just like the long piece. You can chop it if you like small pieces of onion, but I like to see my onion in my gravy. So I'm going to start over here by breaking apart the ground beef here. I'm going to put in the Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to put in the parsley and garlic. I'm going to put in my salt and pepper. I'm going to start with my pepper first, and then I'm just going to eye the salt part. I don't want to put too much salt because the McCormick browning gravy has a good amount of salt inside of there. So I just want to be careful about how much salt I put in there. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to just incorporate and mix that in. And I'm going to add in some A1 sauce, about a tablespoon. Yeah, that's good. And mix that through. So the A1 sauce already has some Worcestershire sauce in there. I just like to add it because it does have some added extra spices inside of the A1 sauce that plain Worcestershire sauce just doesn't have. So what I will do is begin to form some patties. About medium-sized patties. Almost like little mini meatloafs. I'm having a lot of family over today, so I'll be making quite a bit of quantity of these patties. You can cut this recipe in half to make a smaller amount, of course, for a smaller size family. So I'll make a few of these and then done. Take that out of the oven and browned nicely. That beautiful color with the paprika. Okay, so I'm going to cook my Salisbury steak in 2 batches here because I have a large quantity. So I'm just going to show you the first batch. I'm going to brown the Salisbury steak on each side and let them cook all the way through. Put the lid on and let that brown. Okay. So I'm about to turn this over. We have a nice brown tone on one side, so I'm going to give it a flip. And then cover and let it cook some more. So I'm going to remove these and start on my second batch. And just set these aside. Okay, so now I remove the Salisbury steak patties and I'll begin to cook my onions and mushrooms. You can add another 1/4 cup of olive oil, about 1/4 cup. To saute the mushrooms and onions. Now all of the good flavoring that the meat left behind at the bottom of the pan, all the bits, will incorporate into the mushrooms and let it cook down a bit. So the onions and the mushrooms have cooked down nicely. And you see it already has created a nice, what I would call an onion marsala sauce on its own. The brown gravy mixture, which is the McCormick brown gravy powder, and about 2.5 to 3 cups of water. Make sure it's mixed well. And then this will begin to thicken. And what I'll do is I'll add all of the Salisbury steak back in the center. All the juices were at the bottom of the pan. I'm going to add that back in there as well. So I'm going to let this simmer in the gravy. The gravy will be nice and thick. Not too thick, but it's just a nice consistency. So I'm going to take one of the Salisbury steak, some mushroom. I'm going to take a bit of a serving of the mac and cheese, please. And then I'm going to take a nice piece of corn and plate it. There you have it.
Favorite part? The taste test.
Yes. Start with that Salisbury steak. Gravy.
Good.
Mac and cheese with a little of that gravy. And some buttered corn. Oh, delicious.
Okay. Good. As always, thank you for watching Dad Talk Network in this series of Back in the Kitchen with my wife Tracy. Please stay tuned for a new episode coming soon. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Thank you.